for our stream cast and crew. Let's go. Now, more. Everyone sit wherever you want. All right. Oh. Big boys on the end.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It was like herding cats to get you all here, but we're happy that you are all here. Okay, right. So first I want to talk to Michael and Jason and you troublemakers who created this thing. How did this happen? How did you conceive this idea? Begin from the beginning.
It's funny. First of all, I think the stage is tilting a little bit this way from Mark. It's funny. It was back in 2015. Actually, it was before our involvement with Terrifier that we had this idea that we wanted to make something because Bitcoin was starting to happen, cryptocurrency, and technology. So it was around that time that we came up with the idea that we wanted to do a modernized slasher, and it was over the years that we, were developing it. And originally, the script really wasn't gory at all. It was very, it was more atmospheric. And it was obviously when we met Damien and Phil and worked on the Terrifier movies that we were like, oh wow, we could really push this thing in a way that could be fun, where the kills would be really creative and have purpose as to why they're so gruesome. So it was really around that time that we were working on a film called Penance Lane that the idea initially popped.
Wow.
And we always wanted to see, the number one thing is we thought it would be interesting.
So let me just say,
Michael does that at every panel, so it's an ongoing joke. But we always wanted to see, a film where the audience is involved in these kills and things like that and placing bets on them. Because everyone's involved in sports betting and things like that. It's so familiar to everybody. So to involve that in a killing aspect too, we thought it would be very unique in that way. So, and then we started creating the characters' looks and the players, and it really started to come to life and started to mold together, and that was really cool.
How did you pick your filming locations on this?
Michael stripped for about 7 places.
So actually, it was funny doing the horror conventions. We ended up in this hotel in Gettysburg called the Eisenhower, and it had a really unique look. Like everybody knows the film, the pool, and some of the spots there. So it was around. We shot this movie that I don't know if anybody knows this during COVID. So we were one of the first movies to go back into production when COVID, hit. And so there was a lot of really strange things we had to navigate. We were one of the only films shooting at that time. And the Eisenhower was very gracious enough to let us shoot there after we spoke with them because there was no business, there was nothing going on. So it was really the cast and crew staying in the hotel, waking up, shooting in the hallway, leaving the lights hanging up, going to bed. And then, I don't know if it's, I hear that. And then, going back to work. So it was really just the spookiness of that hotel that we had been at the convention. So this would be cool to shoot this here because it had a great feel and vibe.
Now I want to talk to the rest of our panelists, especially our cast members. I want to hear about your audition story. I want to hear how you got involved in this or how you guys picked them.
yeah, so my manager sent me the audition. I didn't know any of these guys beforehand, so they just said they were looking for like a big brute guy that can come kill people. So got the audition, and then I heard back. It took a while to hear back from you guys, I think.
Yeah, because we didn't like you at first.
Yeah. I'm sure their first choice wasn't available, so they finally ended up picking me, and I'm really grateful that they did, because I had a blast on everything. So.
You guys have heard about Harvey Weinstein. So I've never auditioned for a horror movie in the restroom of a public bathroom before. Luckily, you should know that he mentioned Penance Lane. Michael played my son, even though he's a little older than I am. He played my son in Penance Lane. This great team, before I met Phil, shot some of Getting Grace for us. So we've known each other, and when the simple fact is, all kidding aside, when people you love call and say, will you be part of this, you say yes. So I don't remember auditioning.
No, you were the first person actually we attached.
Oh.
When the movie was still being written, we talked about it because it was during Penance Lane, and you said, yeah, absolutely, put my name on it.
Yeah, right. And then that's a first. And then when they did the poster, they forgot to put my name on it. Anyway, Phil.
Yes, I was roped into it. I actually auditioned for The Big Brute as well. And I came up a little short. But that's that little pun. Well, I don't know how many people know, but I met Mike, Jason, and Steve through a mutual friend, Jason Milstein, on my first feature, Joe's War. And they came by, and you know, first of all, I was never approached as Mr. Falcone before. Now they call me, hey, fuckhead. But back then it was Mr. Falcone, and they wouldn't let me touch anything, because I'm the type that I'm very hands-on, and they just, if I was digging a hole, they grab the shovel, go direct. Mr. Falcone, I got it. I miss those days, by the way.
Yeah.
So let's try and bring that back. It's Mr. Falcone.
Now he said, hey, asshole, give us a drink. Hey, guys.
You're the boss.
So,
Before we do this, I just want to say, I told you this on Thursday, I never met you before, but this guy made me feel things in the movie. I actually teared up a little bit, and I was like, oh, no! I was the only one in the theater for a little while, because people got icked out and laughed. I'm like, did you not know what you were seeing? but I was like, oh my God, this is so sad. So, and it's all because of your performance. So amazing job from this one, right? Like phenomenal. Sorry, I just have to say that.
I gotta follow that.
All right, so like anybody else, I auditioned for it, and I remember going through the process and then not hearing anything for quite a while.
That seems to be the trend here.
And I just kind of dismissed it, and then I'm going to say it had to be months. It might have been 3 or 4 months, I guess, went by, and they called me up or sent me an email. I think it was from Jay, actually. He said, yeah, no, we're really interested. Can you do this scene? And so I did it again, do this scene, and I submitted and didn't really hear anything. And then heard back from somebody, and I think that was the end of it. And I'm very grateful to have been a part of this family, because they are truly everything you want them to be and more. They are amazing individuals. So, and thank you guys for being here this afternoon, too. I appreciate that.
Oh boy, well, let me begin. Now, I am madly in love with everybody on this stage. I just want to start with that. I feel incredibly honored and lucky and blessed to have met the Levies many years ago in Arkansas at a film festival. And they regret that day ever since. And you know, when you find people, like they've all said, who you really trust and love and you're on set with so you feel safe, you just want to stick with them, and I've attached myself ever since. And then we did Terrifier 2, you know, that little movie, and I guess they felt my lungs were big enough to handle yelling at Mr. Roebuck. And there I was, they're not your friends! And it's all been history since, and I'm so grateful. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here, for supporting this movie. We appreciate it. They're amazing, and thank you so much for having me.
How are you? I'm Dave Sheridan. You didn't know? Well, my involvement with this film is sort of by accident, because I got an email like saying, we're making this movie, come on out. And the dates, I was like, I am in. Yes, I'm in. And I get there, and then it's during COVID, and we were sequestered and quarantined, so I couldn't leave. And I find out we're not shooting Scream, we're shooting Stream. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So there it is.
Oh, I did leave. Well, that's another story.
He would crawl out the window and play poker.
At night, he would leave the place. He would leave, and then we were doing his scene, he was like falling asleep, and sorry, who's out playing poker in some guy's house?
In Washington, D.C., I didn't know that. They were run by Secret Service guys. And this is during COVID. It's like, oh, and they're in the back. And I didn't get home till like 8 a.m. because they were like all-night poker games, you know. And I was like, oh boy. So my call time was at 8. So there we go.
I was lucky enough to meet Michael, Jason, and Marcus on a different set a few years before Stream happened, and then we just stayed connected through social media, and we're lucky enough to reconnect on another film. So I'm so happy to be a part of it.
So I replied to an ad in Casual Encounters on Craigslist. So way back in the day, we all worked on a
Thank you,
film.
Marcus.
No, yeah, I knew you were gonna do it. Anyway, we all worked on another film, a friend's film of ours, and we all kind of connected because we all knew we had mutual friends and a big love for horror. And then they mentioned Stream, and they pitched the idea, and they were like, "Look, we want to bring you in. We want to involve you in this." And when I heard what it was about, I was like, "Fuck yeah, this sounds awesome." You know, and then, you know, ever since then, we've all just been kind of working together and stuff. And, you know, I think everyone here has said it. It's, you know, it's like one giant family, and it's a group of people. I can see you shaking your head, Phil. You know, it's like one big happy family, so.
No. Oh, she's shy. Okay. Well, that's Michelle Santiago on the end. Everyone, please recognize her presence. She's an amazing actor, and she's just a little shy. But we love her, right? Oh, so there we go. Okay.
Can I give, did you guys see this great video? That's the convention video that's out and about. Have you seen this yet? Dave Sheridan. Dave, is it on the?
Give him the mic.
They can hear me. I grew up in the theater.
It's at the front desk ticket booth. It's playing on a monitor.
Oh, so you go and look at this video, and I think it's online. Dave Sheridan spent a week of his life making a very entertaining video.
Danny Roebuck morphs into Phil Falcone. That's great.
Don't talk about great dream come true.
So before we get to the audience questions, we have a very special announcement. I just want to make sure we get to this because we don't get carried away.
Yeah, so this is, no one has heard this. This is the first time we're saying it, but it is official that Stream 2 has been greenlit. Stream 2 is happening. And we're actually releasing our very first teaser posters for the first ones to see this. We'll have a few of these, very limited at the table that we can sign and stuff in case you guys are interested. So we have about 50 of them.
Phyllis, is my name on that?
It's so funny because your name's on it, my name's on it, and Dave's
See,
name's on
now I
it.
can see Stream, and the email was a misprint. It was a typo. I swear, I thought it was Stream.
So yeah, so Stream 2 is happening, and I can also officially say that David Howard Thornton is attached to doing the film.
Exciting. All right.
We have an audience full of people. Let's do some audience questions. Raise those hands. Ashland.
So, for the filmmakers, what was one of the biggest challenges while creating, like during production, not post or pre-production, but production?
COVID was really difficult to navigate because, you know, when you're on a film set, making a movie in general is hard enough, and then you add all of these extra precautions and things, and, you know, usually when you make a movie, you gotta get, you know, you get close with people, and so there's a lot of those things that we really weren't able to do. Like you have lunch together, and now everyone's having packed lunches in a room. You know, you have craft services, and you have things that are all spread out, and now you're not doing that. So that's why Dave was sneaking McDonald's into his room and going out for poker nights. And Felissa Rose was sending it, and we thought that it was for everybody, it was only for Dave. So there's a lot of those things you have to navigate. And then also dealing with different personalities during that time of people who maybe take it super serious versus people who don't take it as serious. That was interesting, and how that works. So that made it difficult for sure.
Well, it's weird with this group, when someone takes it super, all kidding aside, it's just this group. I just didn't mean to interject, but if you're trying to be like, well, tell me about the motivation for why, you know, Michael Levy's like, dude, they're gonna fucking kill you. Shut the fuck up. You wanna get killed? Don't wanna get killed. That's your motivation. Don't wanna get killed? That's your motivation. Don't get killed. Stop talking.
I would say for us, it's like the whole indie aspect. You know, during COVID, we had such a small crew working on this thing, especially like with Terrifier 2. We had like a total of like 9 or 10 people doing it. But if you surround yourself with people that you trust, the people that you love, and you grow this family, as Marcus would say, he's not really in the family. But if you grow this family and you enjoy working with people that you know you get along with, it makes a hell of a difference. And everyone is for the project. They want to see the project done. They don't want to see it get stalled. And you could see in the final product, at least I would hope, is that so much hard work went into this thing, and by people who really care about the genre. So that was nice.
And to have the response from you guys just to say, like, the sequels happened because of the fans. You guys have really driven this thing to happen. You guys are spreading it, pushing it, talking about it, and it's trending and it's moving and it's been growing ever since the theatrical release, and now the streaming is doing even better than that. So thank you guys for supporting us, for sharing it, for talking about it, and just like you guys did with Terrifier franchise, you guys are now helping us build yet another one with Stream. So thank you so much.
Any other questions out there? Right there.
So at first it wasn't supposed to be a who's who kind of thing. You know, like I said, Danny obviously is a who's who. He's in everything, and he was attached first. But it kind of grew into that as the more the process went along. Because it was like, oh, this person would be perfect for this role. Oh, this person would be great for this role, and it kind of ended up becoming a who's who. You know, but we wanted to first and foremost make people that were believable in those roles, and that, like, you know, we just didn't want to make it this whole kind of, or just cash in on some of the names. Like, we wanted, like, you know, Felissa and Danny, they have a great scene, you know what I mean? And Felissa is that role. Like, literally, you hear her at the convention, she's always screaming. She is that role. So, you know what I mean? It was first about that, and then it kind of morphed into it. But being fans of the genre ourselves, you know, we couldn't help but also look towards those people and say, oh, we'd love to have this person, we think they'd be perfect for that. So it became that because we are fans, and then it became fan service. You know what I mean? As a horror fan myself, how cool is that to see all of these people that you grew up loving in one movie? So that it kind of became that. Yeah.
What makes it special too is that they were so game for everything. You know, they wanted to see the best possible outcome for this film. And when you have actors that are like that, it makes our job a lot easier, because you know it's an indie film, so you're pulling a lot of time, you're doing a lot of hours, especially with Damien and Phil doing all the special effects, you know, themselves. It's tough, and you want to have actors that are on board, and they were such a pleasure to work with. Danny, Felissa, you know, Jeffrey, everybody.
And Jeffrey, really, it was cool. Jeffrey, when he read the script, he totally got it. He was like, oh, he's like, this movie is, even though it's a slasher, he was like, there's a lot of heart to the story, right? There's this family that's going through some stuff. And he liked that it wasn't just, even though we had the killing, it wasn't just mundane killing, there was purpose to it. There was a game that was being played. Oh, the killer's not killing them right away because they're getting more style points, and there's a reason they're letting them get away in the chase. So like, he really got into a lot of that, and he signed on specifically because he's like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to make it a more in-depth kind of slasher. And that's why it's over 2 hours.
I saw one in the back somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, so Tim is somebody we tried to get on a movie we did called Abnormal Attraction, and we tried to get him for it, but unfortunately that was around the time he had his stroke. So I just kind of kept in touch with his manager and would check in with him, and then we produced the Pennywise documentary, and we got a little closer through that. And then, you know, when the opportunity came, I said, you know, he's somebody I've idolized growing up as well, and I said this would be really cool to have him involved in this if he would. And he read it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was pretty much that simple. But it was from that original connection that we had years prior, you know, just keeping in touch, and that's how we became involved.
And so you had Tim Curry from It, obviously, but you also had the other Tim from It, right? Which was, I mean, you had me at Tim Reed, I tell you what. Fan since his comedy when I was a little one, right? So I was like, oh my God.
And he doesn't do horror movies,
I know,
like, he won't do them.
so
So like, to get him to come out and do that, was pretty
believe it.
cool. Yeah,
Couldn't
it was the
believe
only one, and then he did this, and then it's cool too. Like, it's kind of a little serendipitous. Like, we had David Howard Thornton, right, who's the new clown, and then we had Tim Curry, who was the old clown. You know, and it was cool little connections. there's a lot of Rob Zombie people involved, obviously, with Dave and Dan, and so it was really cool for fans that like really understand horror to see. You know, we had Mark Holton, who was in Leprechaun. I loved Leprechaun growing up. He's Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and we kind of brought him out of retirement, so to speak, and he plays Ozzy, which is an homage to his character in Leprechaun. Danielle Harris, we did the scene, when Jason kills her. I don't know how many people caught this. When Jason comes over the back and she stabs him with the pen and it bounces off, that was an homage to Halloween when Jamie Lee Curtis with the sewing needle. She plays Jamie Lloyd, the daughter. So there was like a lot of these little tropes and homages and little things that you can pick up, 2, 3, 4 times. Dee Wallace, there's just so many little things that are there that on multiple watches as true horror fans you could pick up on.
Tony Todd.
Yeah, the late great Tony Todd. Yep. Tony was so excited to be a part of the sequel. And it's a shame, we would text all the time, and he was hoping there was going to be a sequel. So we'll make sure that we pay a really nice tribute to him, in the film. So.
Good. Do we have any from this section? Yes.
Do you guys have any secret celebrities you're going to bring this stream to, or?
You can't tell us that.
Right? I think I'm going to make an appearance. Don't worry.
It's Phil Falcone.
Second casting announcement, Phil Falcone. You guys won't be disappointed. We'll be revealing some of that over the next couple of months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have advice to like the smaller indie actors who hope to make it to where you guys are at one day?
Me? Okay. Yeah, get out of the business. No, I've always lived my life that I do everything I want to do. I don't listen to people. I do listen, but I don't take everyone's advice, of course. If you want something and you want it bad enough, you just keep going at it until it works. I wanted to be an actor at 13 years old. I'm now 67. I still want to be an actor. So I'm going to still keep going. I'm going to try for a role in Scream 2. I'm not going to go for the big guy this time. I'm going to go for somebody a little smaller. Like if he gets the Leprechaun, I think I got it. I think I nailed that one. No, as an actor or an actress, just keep plugging along. And I think this is a better question for you, because you're an actor and you've been in more movies than
And he's
anybody.
making his own stuff. And that's what it is too. Make your stuff. Like Danny, talk about some of the stuff you're doing and the opportunities also that you provide.
So, thank you for asking. You can look up the work we do at channelofpeace.org. We make faith-based family movies. While I was shooting while I was shooting Terrifier 3, I was simultaneously shooting Saint Nick of Bethlehem, 2 movies. I played Santa at the same time.
It's called being well-rounded.
Yeah. Well, that's why I get cast as Santa. Did it land? Let it land. Hey, do theater. Self-creation is key. But theater, we learn how to be actors in the theater. That's where we learn. And I know it's so much easier to aim at the movies, but you gotta get trained some way, learn kind of how it works. But self-creation is important, and these conventions are good. There's a lot of filmmakers here, and it's good to meet them and maybe offer to work. And I'm like, work on the set. Say I'll come be a PA. And I'll just to learn how the set etiquette works. So make yourself available. In the end, everybody talks about networking. I equate networking with not working because God didn't put us on this planet to expect other people to help us. He put us to help each other. So you got to turn networking upside down and be of service to someone else. And then they will say, oh, let me be of service to you. That's my advice.
I think that's actually a really good question for our players, in indie films. Can you tell us, or do you have any tips, tricks?
I'm not giving him the mic.
Hints on how to become successful in your field?
Probably get like a good reel together, that showcases your ability. There's different companies that can make it. Like if you don't have one already put together, there's different people you can hire that'll write a script for you, and just something that showcases your acting ability. And get in with a good agent or manager or whatever. You can once you get your reel and your headshots and everything, you can send it out to different agencies that you're interested in, and then hopefully get signed with somebody, and then they can start submitting me for bigger projects.
I would say staying connected with people through social media, even if we don't see each other often, just always staying connected and reaching out and being open from receiving help from other people to stay connected in that way. That's how it worked for Stream for me. Marcus.
I mean, honestly, one of the biggest things is, which I found, and I think has also been said here a lot, is, reaching out to people, like supporting people's films. Like, there's a lot of people that will, like if you see someone hey, we have a film that's coming out at this time, share it onto your page, reach out to them, try to say, how can we help, because at the end of the day, it's like, the squeaky wheel does get the oil. So, I mean, I found that there is no wrong way to do things, it's just, you just gotta do things, in the best ways, but also, just be yourself, get out there and, try to make something happen.
I say the best advice is always network and never give up. That is number one. You're gonna get deterred more times in this business than not. You're gonna get denied, and you can't let that deter you from chasing after your dream. And that's the most important thing. Only the strong survive. And if you're really, really dedicated to this craft, I would just say, just keep going at it. Even if you do short films, music videos and things like that, you take experiences from them and make yourself grow. So that's the most important thing for me.
Just be genuine, like Danny said, help people. Don't don't do it just because it's gonna maybe work out for you. Do it because you genuinely want to help, and good things happen to good people.
And yes. And Charlie, Felissa, and Dave, you've been in this business both in mainstream studio movies and indie films for forever, right? Do you have any insight from all your years and years of experience?
About what? Starting out?
Yeah, getting in.
Okay, you got YouTube, so you have more access to shoot whatever you want and post it. So I started before YouTube. We would just make our movies and then put them on VHS tape, and then it would dub and dub and dub, and they would go around the country. And that's how I got on MTV. They saw my tapes. That's how I got a Scary Movie. Miramax saw like a third generation VHS tape and called me. So you just gotta go make stuff and go do it. I don't know if Craigslist is still around, but wherever you're local, look for somebody making a movie. And like Danny said, be of service. I worked for like 10 years for free. I think most of us did stuff for free at the very beginning, whether it's internships or just helping out. But I've done every role. I've PA'd, cameraed, run lighting, everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, and also find like-minded people. Find your people, find your tribe. Find others who want to make stuff and are passionate and excited creators. We're all creators, we're all ready to do something. So once you find your friends and group that want to do the same, you'll elevate and become inspired, and the momentum begins. So yeah, just keep your dreams alive and make sure that you love what you're doing and be true to yourself. Always be genuine, that's the most important. And gratitude, not attitude.
I think,
Hello.
I used to study with somebody in Los Angeles, Sal Dano, and it was this black box studio. I was there for quite some time, and the one thing that I take away from his class was persistence wears down resistance. Just don't quit. I don't care if you're a screenwriter, a writer, producer, director, actor, it doesn't matter. This creative field, you're gonna hear a lot more no's than you're gonna hear yes. So if you can find your tribe, like you're talking about, hang on to them. Keep them close, because if you can find one person that thinks like you do, that you can believe in, I guarantee you that's gonna grow pretty quick. Because there's gonna be people coming and going, and if you're not in this business for the right reason, if you're in it to be famous, it's not gonna work. You're gonna be burnt out within the first 6 months, I promise you. And again, it doesn't matter if you're an actor, a writer, producer, director, it doesn't matter. Do it for the right reasons, be true to who you are, and if you find somebody that kind of thinks down your path, hang on to that person. And from an actor's point, you be respectful. You treat the people around you with respect. You learn your lines, you hit your mark. It's not more complicated than that. Everybody up here is getting paid to play pretend. You know, we're not curing science here. We're not curing cancer. So if you can keep things in a perspective and stay true to who you are and try to be as organic as you can possibly be with people, with conversations, you're going to be just fine.
Thank you all for coming to the intervention today.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
I'm gonna do a commercial because I have to go grow the fastest beard in the history of makeup. Because we're doing photo ops. There's a whole huge Carafire photo op. They still may have things available. We're doing a Santa photo op and a David and I as Santa. You can upgrade to the 2 Santas, and if you don't have any photo ops, we're gonna be in costume. David and I will be in costume for the big photo and all the others. So you can still sign up. I'm going to say thank you. I'm gonna leave now and grow.
What time is that photo up?
I think the first one's at 2:20.
Okay.
So after this.
Yeah, you gotta go grow that beard.
Go sign up. All right.
Okay, so anybody
Thank you,
that has,
Danny.
anybody that has questions for Dan from this moment on, I'll be answering them. Danny, I got your back, baby.
Don't say you're me.
I'm Danny.
Okay, I did see a question over here somewhere, did I not? Uh-huh.
I was going to ask Daniel a question. Okay, I got it.
What do you want?
It's more of a silly question, honestly, but it regards the scene with him and Art in Terrifier 3. What shot was he and Art the Clown taking?
Oh, it was scotch. Anything else? I did a lot in that scene. I just want you to know it just wasn't a drink. I did, I still got the marks.
Anyone else in this section? No? All right, you.
Yes, this is actually for the 3 that are on stage. Even though you guys had to stick to script, do you guys have any creative kills that you had in mind for the movie?
Creative kills you had in mind for the movie.
I think that I was kind of adding to the fact that in my role, I'm a dancer, so I can kick really high and I can add some dramatics to my role. So I think that we were able to work together to make the role more me a little bit. So I was happy I could add that.
I'll say this, I would just watch Stream 2 and see what we have down the pipeline, because we have a lot of creative things that are coming out, a lot of crazy things. It's definitely gonna be bigger, it's gonna be bolder, and we're gonna take a lot of chances, and we're gonna push a lot of limits. And I would just say be prepared for that, because it's
The word for Stream 2 right now is going to be high octane. Non-stop. Bullet. 15 minutes now.
I think it was cool when you work with somebody else who is so talented, like Dave. He would let me throw him around a little bit.
I don't think he let you.
Yeah, that. I think he was being ironic there.
We could be creative, and I knew like he wouldn't get mad at me if I was like, improvising a little bit with it.
I couldn't. I had a concussion from the first take. When you work with big guys like this, even in rehearsal, he's already doing it at full force. It's like, when they gave him the clippers to clip my nose, and obviously it was a fake nose, but he put them really in, and I went, whoa, 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 whoa. And I went to Michael, I go, if he cuts my nose, I'll see you in court. Because this guy was doing everything for real, man. He was throwing me the bone. The worst part was, and I don't even think it made the movie because I couldn't do it. So you know that whole dead face thing you do at the end, right? He got my beer, and he did like he poured it over my face. And it was real beer. It was actually Q's beer.
It was Q from the Practical Joker's beer.
And they thought the beer would hurt my eyes, so they switched it out with apple juice, which is like even more acidic. And so I'm doing this, trying not to make my lungs move, and he goes to pour it. I'm expecting beer, which wouldn't hurt that much, and it's like acid. And I was like, oh, fuck! They're like, no, you move! I go, what's in there? Oh, we swapped it out with apple juice. I'm like, what the? You could do water. Like,
It doesn't have the same consistency.
That was Marcus.
Consistency.
Marcus going, okay.
It was
Sheridan didn't want to share that McDonald's. We'll fix his ass.
Maybe you should have slept last night.
It was great being with like true professionals like that, because some sets you work on and you're with like some delicate diva, and they won't let you do that kind of stuff. So it was great. Like on screen.
You and I wanted to make it as good as possible.
We wanted to make everything look as legit as possible. So it it was really nice. I
Can I
like
say
that.
one more thing about that kill?
Because it's called what Continental? Is that the name of the hotel still?
No, the Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. So the arcade is really there. And that was the arcade. We didn't really art direct it at all. That was their arcade. And it wasn't until we started shooting and there's blood. And I was like, hey, we're not going to put anything down? It was like this carpet. And they were like,
Oh, it's still there.
yeah, no, I know. You jumped at a bunch side. They said, we'll clean it up. I knew right away this blood is not coming out, and it's still there. That's the, because
here's the funny part.
That's how high end this hotel is in the first
So one
place.
of the fans went down there. Huge supporter of this guy, Stinky Pete, if you guys know him. And he went and he laid next to the blood thing, and he's on the floor taking pictures with it. And then I told him, that's not where we did it. I don't know what blood stain that is. Just we were over there. He's laying and he's got his tongue out.
I was on a text thread with Danielle Harris at D, and all I kept getting was, bring flip-flops. Bring flip-flops. You're walking around this nasty-ass hotel. They were like, please bring bug spray, flip-flops, food. It's so funny.
You wanted to add something, right? Well, all the kills were based off of the script, but then working with like David Howard Thornton, any of my scenes, I was able to be like quickly inspired by him because he would just snap right into character immediately, and then I was able to just play off his energy. So it was nice to cooperate and combine our energy for that.
So we're running out of time. We have time for one more audience question before I wrap us up. Do we have anything in here? No? Do we have anything in here? Yes.
For anyone who wants to answer, is there a filmmaker, creative, or actor that's a true inspiration to you in what you're doing?
Jeffrey Combs. I'm not joking.
Did you say Jeffrey Combs or Jeffrey Dahmer?
From the movie.
I didn't know Jeffrey
Dahmer was an actor. What the?
Oh, Cohen season. From the movie? Or just in life?
He's my favorite actor in real life.
I would say Harley Quinn, like Margot Robbie. I like the feminine energy that she has.
I like 100% say either Sam Raimi or John Carpenter.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, Michelle.
I bullied her into it. It's not her fault. I pushed her into it.
I'm inspired by Tarantino, and I'd love to work with Adrienne Barbeau. Let's make that happen.
Into Adrienne Barbeau.
For me, actor-wise, it would be, grew up really liking Montgomery Clift, if anybody's old enough to remember who that is. And then currently Brad Dourif. Can't go wrong with anything he's ever been in.
Actor-wise, I mean, inspiring was like Tim Curry, got to work with him, that was cool, and Robert Englund, got to play a younger version of him, I'd love to direct him one day. It was, I really idolized Dick Van Dyke, that was like the crew, I like Joe Pesci, I know, all similar. Director-wise, obviously, you strive to be the best in horror world. It's John Carpenter, the Wes Craven, and obviously beyond that, I'm a huge Steven Spielberg fan as well. So,
I just love Phil Falcone. He's great, And I aspire to be him every day, I just can't grow hair like him, unfortunately, but Phil.
I have a, I go back like Charlie here. I go back a long ways. There's so many that inspired me in the acting field. Was Kirk Douglas, Burt Lancaster, Gary Cooper, John Wayne, Clint Eastwood.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. I actually spliced some of his films. I think the newer actors, I would go with Tom Cruise. Very entertaining. As far as directors, I'm really a big fan of Mel Gibson, the way he tells his stories, the way he films it. Very cinematic, very, very deep. And I mean, like Apocalypto, you look at that movie and you say, holy shit, how do you do that? I mean, fucking don't even speak English. And it's an amazing, amazing filmmaker. So those are my inspirations.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people I watch and I'm kind of like in awe of their ability, like Tony Todd, of course. I was always impressed with him, but I guess looking at like people that are along my lines would be like Jason Statham and that type of people. So that's the kind of people who I kind of try to emulate. But yeah, everyone on this stage though, I look up to them. So I feel like you can learn something from watching anybody. You know, you can pick up on pointers from watching anybody. So I try to pay attention to what everyone's doing.
I would get confused if you and Phil were in the lobby. I'd be like, is that Jason? I see it.
Well, you know, before I do my final question, I wanted to give a plug real quick to Phil. Phil, you donate the money you make from this, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Can you talk about that?
Sure.
This is why we need to go support Phil, okay?
I donate my money to New Jersey Veterans Network. It's a smaller unit. They, as soon as they get a check, they take care of maybe whatever families they can take care of. So that's why I appreciate everybody that comes over and gets an autograph. These people really deserve it. They protect us, and some of them suffer from things that we could never imagine. And it's an amazing group. Anybody that wants to reach out to them, Doc Shupp, he's an amazing person, takes care of many veterans, and he does not get paid for it. They don't get paid at that organization. They just take care of veterans, and that's why I love them. You have organizations like Wounded Warrior. I don't know much about it, but anytime you see somebody making $500,000 a year doing a charitable organization, I don't believe in it. So, New Jersey Veterans Network is the one I cater to. I do a couple of other organizations that I'm familiar with. Eric Crafton, he helps me out as well. I do some things with them. So anybody that stops by, just know that all that money goes right to them, and it goes right to the people that need it. So thank you for bringing that up, Sana.
Very important, and that's why I want everyone to go and support Phil specifically, just for that, right? Okay, one wrap-up question for everyone before I let y'all go. I would love to know, you guys are all collaborators and team players, as we've talked about. What is something important that you've learned on a set, either this set or another set, that you take with you, that has helped you?
I think for a lot of people, when you're on a film set, you learn a good amount of patience, and you have patience for each scene and each angle that each, little clip from each camera lens gets, and you learn a lot of patience. So I like that though.
Honestly, I'd say loyalty to your team. Like you're going into making a film, and it's and it's about everything's going to go wrong, and when you know that you are with a team of people that have your backs, no matter what, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to succeed, and that's there'll be days where everything goes wrong, where stuff won't show up at whatever. But if you have the backs of your team and the team has your backs, you're, no matter what, it's always going to come through.
Yeah, I love the patience line. Ultimately, you don't get in the way of everyone else doing their work. As an actor, I step aside because we all want to get out of there, but we all want to finish our day. We want to do it right, and so everyone has their own job. And sometimes I'm just an actor, so I try to just have patience. We're going to get the day done.
I say be kind. Be kind to everyone, because it doesn't matter who's doing what job. It takes a village. It takes every single person. It's like an anthill. It looks crazy and chaotic, but ultimately everybody's trying to get something done, and you never know what somebody's going through. So I think being kind is the most important, no matter what in life.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's a quote from Boleslavsky that says that the day the actor stops learning is the day he starts dying. I don't care, again, if you're a writer, director, producer, it doesn't matter. This is a creative environment. Filmmaking is a process from a team. The more you can learn, the more it's going to help you tomorrow. So just try to learn a little bit every day, treat people with respect, hit your mark, know your lines, you're good to go.
It's just no one person makes a movie, so it's kind of piggybacking off a little bit what Felissa said. And it's to appreciate and understand that everybody has a job to do in any way that you can support them and help that. You know what I mean? That's super important. And also that the crew, a lot of times, gets underappreciated because everything goes into the actors and the talent and the script and like every, you know. So you always gotta respect and really appreciate your crew because those are the people that get down and dirty and you know, make the movie. You know, everyone makes it obviously, but they're really there. First one's in, last one's out, things like that. So they're every day. They're days setting up beforehand. So it's just appreciate everybody that's on your team and respect them in any way that you can. Try to help each other.
I would say take everything you do as a learning experience to help yourself grow, to help yourself get better, and to just, you know, really hone in on that craft and surround yourself again with people that you enjoy working with. You know, it makes the world go around. It makes it a lot easier to, you know, be working with Phil, who does crazy special effects. Just take it from him. He didn't know anything about special effects. Yeah, he didn't know the shit. But he took the time out, learned, and he did that whole tic-tac-toe scene himself. Like literally, he did everything himself. And he was phenomenal.
It's true. It's Damien did the live action stuff and Phil did all the dummy stuff and made it. So like that kill is a lot on Phil putting it together for sure.
And the feedback is well deserving because he took what he wanted to learn, executed it, and learned from his past mistakes. There were mistakes. But he grew, and that's a prime example.
That's why Phil will be doing all the effects on Terrifier 4 himself.
And Stream 2, right?
Well, wait, we've got to see how it goes on 4.
Yeah, don't count. Again, I probably started in this career a lot later than most people on this stage. When I decided to do it, I took from a thing I had, a clip I had seen about Henry Ford, and I know probably the least about making films as anybody on this stage, but what I took from him was he was in court, and they were asking him questions, and he had no answers. And they turned and said, "Why should we listen to you about cars?" And he said, "I don't know enough about it. But if I need a question answered, I press a button and I have the top man who can answer that question. He has it for every system that he does." I'm pretty good at putting teams together. And I think my track record stands for itself. I've put a dynamite team together. These kids, I consider them family, all except Marcus. But everybody else is family. They've been there through the thick and the thin. So you need like-minded people pulling in the same direction, not envious of anybody. You need people that, and it's been said here, respect, enjoyment, helping others. That's all that matters. If you're having fun and doing it, it's hard work, don't get me wrong, and there's gonna be stressful situations. I don't know how many times behind my back they've said, "Fuck him," and I'm fine with that. You can say it to my face even, but we're all going in the same direction. At the end of the day, when we're done, we love each other, and we all fought for the same thing.
Oh, we love you, Phil.
Poor Marcus always gets abused at these things, but you're getting an insight into our life because we abuse him for real too. No, we love Marcus.
I have a couple of things. I'd say like being able to make adjustments, like last minute, sometimes things might change like at the last minute and you have to be flexible. You know, you might show up and they'll be like, "Okay, today we need you to shave your head," or something like that. I'd say being able to be flexible. And the other thing I want to say is being humble, because like what I really appreciated about Stream was we had, you know, these big name talent here, and you know, I show up to the set, and even though I've been at it for a while, you know, I'm pretty much virtually a nobody who shows up to Stream. Like nobody knew who I was, and you know, these guys didn't make me feel like they were better than me. You know, everyone just treated me and welcomed me as family from the get-go. So I really appreciated that. So I'd say I appreciated how humble everybody was.
I wanted to make you feel that way. Because I knew I was better than you, but it's important for me to make you feel good. That's one of the things I learned over. Yeah, I learned that. Act like you're humble. Always act humble.
Always pretending.
I want to thank you guys. Come to our tables and say hi if you get any more questions.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Give it up, huh?
We should be thanking you people, because without you, we're not here. unless Mark picks me up and puts me down there. Hold on. Get your photos ready. I'm going down!
Settle in, because it's a tight fit. All right.
There we go.
A regular position.
I want to roll in this.
1, 2, 3, a couple from here.
Thank you guys very much. I got it.
Thank you all.
Both the sides.
Who has friends?
Both the sides. No,